Everyone online, I need your eyes on something ASAP.
I'm here. What's going on?
Just process the DNA sequence from that Siberian ice core I found last week, the one dated to roughly 35,000 years ago.
The preservation must be remarkable if you got viable DNA. What did you find?
That's just it. I can't identify it.
You mean you need help with classification?
No, I mean it doesn't match anything in our database, not even partially.
Excuse me? Every species shares some genetic markers with related taxa.
Could the sample be contaminated?
Ran 3 separate extractions. Same results every time. This isn't contamination. This is something else entirely.
Send us the sequencing data. Let's get everyone's perspective.
Already uploading to our secure server. Check your emails for access link.
Downloading now.
Same here.
While that's loading, your timing is actually quite interesting. I've been reviewing extinction patterns from that exact period.
Well, what did you find?
A massive decline in human population around 35 to 38,000 years ago. Far more significant than can be explained by climate alone. Whatever caused it was selective, only targeting hominids. Other megafauna populations remained relatively stable.
You're thinking predation?
It's the most logical explanation, but no known predators specifically targeted early humans like this.
This might be relevant then. Just discovered at a new site in Kenya last week. Carbon dated to approximately 34,000 years ago. Note the distinctive pattern on the creature's flank.
Those markings, they're remarkably similar to descriptions in Norse mythology, specifically the Jtunn.
The frost giants from Viking legends?
Yes, but they appear in various forms across multiple ancient cultures, always associated with cold and darkness, always hunting humans specifically.
Are you suggesting this DNA belongs to some mythological creature?
I'm suggesting mythology often has roots in reality. I published a paper on this last year, tracking common predator myths across culturally isolated populations. The consistency of certain details suggests shared experience.
That's thin evidence at best. We need something more concrete.
Hold that thought. I've finished analyzing the sequence, and boy do I have some results. The density of the genetic information alone is off the charts, and these protein structures, totally remarkable.
That's what I thought too, which is why I needed all of you to confirm.
The cellular regeneration coding alone would give this creature unbelievable healing abilities, and the muscle density suggested by these markers. It would have been incredibly strong.
Looking at the rest of your ice core data, I'm noticing something interesting. The disappearance of this DNA signature corresponds with a sudden temperature drop, almost as if the creature couldn't adapt to rapid cooling, which aligns with what we know about the ice age that occurred around 30,000 years ago.
So we potentially have a predator that hunted humans, left evidence across multiple continents, and disappeared when temperatures rapidly decreased.
A predator that nearly wiped us out before the ice age saved us.
This could explain the evolutionary bottleneck we see in human genetics from that period. We always attributed it to climate or interspecies competition, but targeted predation makes much more sense.
If this creature was so widespread and effective, why have we never found fossil evidence before?
Well, what if we have, but misclassified it? Or what if the remains were deliberately hidden?
Hidden? By whom?
By survivors. Think about it. If you barely survived extinction by a superior predator, wouldn't you want to ensure it never returned?
That's speculation, but the cave paintings I found support the theory. They were sealed behind a deliberately placed stone wall, as if someone wanted to contain the knowledge.
This all sounds rather fantastical, but the evidence is compelling, especially the DNA anomalies.
We need to compile everything we have and prepare for peer review. This could rewrite our understanding of human evolution.
Before that, I want to run more comprehensive tests. Something about this feels urgent.
Urgent? It's been dormant for 35,000 years. I hardly think a few more weeks of research will matter.
Call it researcher's intuition, but I feel like we're missing something important.
I agree with Eliza. These genetic structures are too advanced, almost engineered. We should proceed with incredible caution.
I'll search for more archaeological evidence. There might be other sealed sites with similar imagery.
I'll cross-reference with mythological accounts, looking for consistent patterns across cultures.
I'll analyze climate data from additional ice cores, see if I can pinpoint exactly what environmental factors affected this creature.
And I'll map the extinction patterns more precisely to identify potential hunting grounds or territories.
Perfect. Let's reconvene on this chat in 48 hours. And please, keep this between us for now.
Jacob, the monitoring algorithms flagged something interesting.
What kind of interesting?
Keywords matching our research. A group of paleontologists discussing some very familiar DNA.
How is that possible? Our sites are supposed to be secure.
They found an ice core sample, Jacob, apparently containing Jtunn DNA.
No, all remains were supposed to be collected centuries ago.
Clearly our ancestors missed some, which actually works in our favor.
How so?
It provides independent confirmation. Our research is valid. The Jtunn existed and can exist again.
Should we be concerned about their discovery?
Not at all. By the time they understand what they've found, our ritual preparations will be complete. I want you to continue monitoring their communications.
All of them.
Focus on Dr. Winters. She's the one who made the initial discovery. Forward anything relevant to the inner circle.
What about containment? Should we intervene?
Not yet. Let them proceed with their research. They might uncover something useful to us. And besides, no one would believe them if they went public.
And if they find something that could interfere with the ritual?
Then we'll take appropriate action. But for now, just watch and report.
Understood. I'll set up additional monitoring protocols.
Excellent. The awakening approaches. Soon the natural order will be restored.
Praise the primordial.
Important update for all members. A group of paleontologists has discovered Jtunn DNA.
What? Is this confirmed?
Yes, their analysis matches our own.
This could complicate our timeline. If they go public, that is, can't we just discredit them?
Already researching their backgrounds, looking for vulnerabilities.
No need for concern. Their discovery actually validates our work, and they're still far from understanding the true significance. Jacob will monitor their communications. For now, continue preparations as scheduled.
All ritual sites are on track. Equipment is being positioned at each location. Resources are secured. All members are prepared for the awakening.
Surveillance systems are operational worldwide. No detection of prehistoric shield activity.
Public narrative is ready. Media contacts are in place for afterward.
Excellent. The world is about to change, and we will be its stewards. The Jtunn will cleanse, and we will rebuild.
Attention required. Keywords detected in academic communications. Subject: potential J-class organism identification.
Confirmed detection. Source?
Paleogenetics research team, led by Dr. Eliza Winters. Ice core sample containing DNA consistent with J-class.
Threat assessment?
Currently low. Academic curiosity only. No connection to PO activities detected.
Concurrent timing is concerning. PO ritual preparations are accelerating. Coincidence unlikely.
Agreed. Recommend passive monitoring. No contact yet.
Approved. But prepare contingency. If they discover more, we may need to activate Protocol Z.
Understood. Containment units on standby. We'll update if situation changes.
Remember, they must find the answer themselves. Direct intervention only as last resort.
Confirmed. Watching and waiting.
Thank you all for joining today's gathering. Remember, we exist across the globe, so this is our best form of communication. Now, as you know, our sacred work spans generations, and now, we stand at the threshold of fulfillment.
Honored to be present for such a momentous occasion.
We've waited long enough. The world grows more corrupt and full of those awful poor people by the day.
Indeed, which is why I've called this assembly. Project Rebirth enters its final phase. The synchronized rituals will commence in just a few days now.
So soon? I thought we were still in the preparation stage.
Recent developments have accelerated our timeline. The alignment is perfect, and certain discoveries have made it imperative we act now.
You mean the paleontologists? Their research into the DNA sample?
Precisely. We cannot risk them understanding what they've found, or worse, finding a way to neutralize it.
The public narrative is ready, but with this shortened timeline, we may need to adjust certain elements.
Make it happen. Now, Petrov, review the ritual requirements for all participants.
Each of the 12 sites requires the following: blood offerings from 7 distinct human lineages, the ancient stone tablets with the summoning text, temperature regulation systems to maintain constant warmth. The Jtunn thrives in heat and despises cold. And most importantly, no iron-based metals near the ritual circles. They inhibit the awakening process.
Excellent. Okay. Status of our sanctuary preparations.
All 12 bunkers are fully operational. Here's an example. Each has been stocked with 6 years of supplies. Medical facilities are state-of-the-art. Entertainment libraries are comprehensive. Agriculture systems are functioning at optimal levels. I actually got an image of that too. And the special protective measures have been implemented. We are ready to weather the cleansing.
Brilliant. Now for you, Park. Surveillance report, please.
Our systems are monitoring all potential interference. Military activities show no awareness of our operations. Intelligence agencies remain focused elsewhere. The paleontologist team continues their research, but they remain unaware of its true significance. No sign of prehistoric shield activity, though we remain vigilant for their interference.
They've stopped our ritual rituals before. They will not do so again. Mendez, how will we explain what's coming?
Our media contacts are positioned globally. Initial reports will suggest natural disasters, followed by theories of experimental weapons testing. Selected witnesses will report terrorist attacks, creating confusion and preventing unified response. By the time the truth emerges, the cleansing will be well underway and too late to stop.
Perfect. Which brings me to assignments. Jacob, you will continue monitoring the paleontologists. If they discover anything that threatens our timeline, you are authorized to take whatever action necessary. Understood?
Completely. I won't let them interfere.
Good. Everyone else, you have your assignments. In the coming days, we restore the natural order, and we become the architects of a new world. A world cleansed of weakness. A world where the strong survive. A world we will rule.
I don't know who this number belongs to, but I need to share this with someone outside the Order, in case something happens to me.
Who is this? How did you get this number?
My name is Jacob Gear. I'm a member of an organization called the Primordial Order, and in just a few days, they're going to unleash something terrible.
Is this some kind of joke?
I wish it was. I'm sending you some images. These billionaire doomsday preppers, they think they can survive what's coming. They think they can reset the world and rule afterward.
And what exactly is coming?
A predator. Something that hunted humans nearly to extinction once before. Something they call the Jtunn.
Like the Norse myths?
That's where the name comes from. But this thing is real. It existed around 35,000 years ago and nearly wiped out humanity until the Ice Age killed it off.
This sounds insane. Why should I believe any of this, though?
You don't have to believe me. Just keep these images. In 7 days, when things start happening, you'll know I was telling the truth.
What things? What's going to happen?
Mass disappearances at first, then sightings, then panic. Governments will blame each other, or terrorists, or natural disasters, but it will be the Jtunn hunting.
And why are you telling me this? Why not go to the authorities?
The Order has members everywhere. Police, military, government. I wouldn't live long enough to tell my story.
So why me?
Because this number was listed in an old file, marked emergency contact, from someone who tried to stop a previous ritual.
And what am I supposed to do with this information?
There's a group of paleontologists. They've discovered Jtunn DNA. They might be able to stop this, but they don't know what they're dealing with, or that they're in danger.
And you want me to warn them?
Yes, their names are in the files I sent, especially Dr. Eliza Winters. She made the initial discovery.
How do I know this isn't some elaborate hoax, or that you're not setting me up somehow?
You don't, but soon you'll wish you had believed me. I have to go. They're monitoring communications. I've stayed on too long already. Just remember, the Jtunn hates the cold. That's important.
Wait! How do I reach you again?
You don't. I'll contact you when I can, if I can. And if you do reach the paleontologists, tell them to look for Zilla.
I've completed the extended DNA analysis, and the mystery just keeps getting deeper.
Deeper than a completely unknown apex predator? That's hard to imagine.
The DNA is partially dormant, but potentially viable under specific conditions.
Are you saying it could be revived?
Theoretically, with the right technological intervention and environmental conditions.
That's alarming. This species was clearly devastating to early humans.
While we're sharing concerning discoveries, I found references in multiple cultures to rituals designed to summon these creatures.
Summon them? You mean like a religious ceremony?
More like a practical method. The texts describe specific actions, temperature regulations, blood offerings, and something called awakening stones.
This is starting to sound less like science and more like fantasy.
I wouldn't dismiss it so quickly. Ancient cultures often encoded practical knowledge in religious texts, and I've found more sealed chambers in various archaeological sites, all with similar imagery, all deliberately hidden.
This matches what I found in the climate data. There are anomalous heat and patterns at certain locations throughout history, always followed by rapid cooling, always coinciding with local population declines.
Are you suggesting these creatures have been periodically summoned throughout human history?
Not successfully. The texts suggest the attempts failed, but not for lack of trying.
This is all highly speculative. We need more concrete evidence.
Actually, I might have found some. The DNA sequence contains markers I've never seen before. But what's truly bizarre is that I found partial matches in a restricted database.
Restricted? How did you access it?
Let's just say I have connections. The point is, there's a research organization that already knows about these creatures and has been studying them for a very long time.
What organization?
That's the thing. I don't know. The database is heavily encrypted, but I found one recurring term, something called Prehistoric Shield.
I've never heard of them.
Me neither.
Sounds military or intelligence agency.
Whatever it is, if they're researching these creatures, we should try to contact them.
I'm working on it, but there's something else. A second DNA sequence in the same database. Something they call Zilla.
Zilla? Like Godzilla?
The name is recent, but the creature isn't. imminent. According to fragmented data I recovered, it's the natural enemy of the Jtunn, perhaps the only thing that could stop one.
This is getting more incredible by the minute. A prehistoric apex predator with a prehistoric enemy.
It makes ecological sense. Every predator has its counter.
Should we be worried about any of this? I mean, these creatures have been extinct for thousands of years.
Unless someone is trying to bring them back.
This is all disturbing as hell, but still theoretical. Let's focus on what we know for certain and continue digging. I want daily updates from everyone, though. And Yuki, see if you can find more about this prehistoric shield. We need to know if they're allies or threats.
Dr. Winters, this message is encrypted. Delete after reading.
Who the hell is this? How did you get my private number?
Prehistoric Shield. We've been monitoring your research. Your discovery has triggered a critical situation.
Prehistoric Shield? Dr. Tanaka mentioned that name. What exactly is your organization?
We prevent extinction-level biological threats. The Jtunn DNA you discovered is one such threat, and it's about to be weaponized.
Weaponized? By whom?
A cult called the Primordial Order. Wealthy doomsday preppers. They're preparing synchronized rituals at 12 sites. See attached satellite imagery.
Those patterns look like the patterns in Professor Okonkwo's cave paintings. What exactly are they trying to do?
Resurrect the Jtunn. Return Earth to its natural order. They believe they can survive the resulting extinction event and rule afterward. And if they revive this, I can assure you we are all screwed.
Goodness gracious me. How could they possibly resurrect an extinct species?
The Jtunn isn't fully extinct. Its DNA has unusual properties. Under specific conditions, it can regenerate.
That's biologically the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
For most species, yes, that would be a foolish statement. The Jtunn is different, though. This won't be their first attempt, just their first successful one.
Why are you telling me this?
Because we need your help and your team's expertise to activate the failsafe.
What failsafe?
Coordinates being sent now. These are ancient containment sites where another predator species was preserved. Codename Zilla, the natural enemy of the Jtunn.
Preserved? By whom?
By us. Prehistoric Shield has existed for millennia under different names, but always with the same sole purpose, to prevent extinction-level events.
This is a lot to process. How do I know any of this is true?
Check your university system. The Order has already breached it. They're monitoring you and preparing to neutralize your team.
I need to alert my colleagues.
Do it securely. They're watching standard communications. We'll be in touch with more information. Time is short. The rituals begin soon.
Everyone, urgent! I've been contacted by someone claiming to be from Prehistoric Shield.
The organization from the restricted database. What did they say?
That our research has put us in danger, and that a cult called the Primordial Order is planning to resurrect the Jtunn. Now I know how that sounds?
Actually, it makes a lot of sense, especially considering the disturbing news that might corroborate this. Someone hacked into my university account last night. They downloaded my entire research database, specifically everything related to human evolutionary bottlenecks and the cave paintings.
Oh my goodness. The same thing happened to me. Someone breached our climate research facility, accessed all my extinction pattern studies, and the ice core dating systems.
My mythological database appears to have been copied too. I thought it was just a routine security issue, but now I'm concerned.
Did your contact send any proof, Eliza?
Satellite images of construction sites. They match the patterns in James's cave paintings exactly, and coordinates to what they call containment sites, for something called Zilla.
Zilla, that's the second creature I found in the restricted database. Supposedly the natural enemy of the Jtunn.
This connects to something I just found. Obscure mythological references across multiple cultures to a guardian beast or protector monster that fights against the human hunter or Satan's dog. The descriptions are remarkably consistent, despite no cultural contact between these civilizations.
Are these containment sites archaeological in nature?
According to the coordinates, they're all located near ancient ruins, but with unusual underground structures.
I need to analyze these locations, see if I can find any patterns.
Sharing my screen with remarkable thermal imaging. There are thermal anomalies just like these at all 12 coordinates, suggesting something active beneath the surface.
How is that possible? These sites must be thousands of years old.
I think I know why. I've been analyzing a material found at one of these sites, a preservation compound unlike anything in modern science. It could theoretically maintain viable DNA for millennia, but it's beyond ancient technological capabilities, which supports the claim that Prehistoric Shield has existed for a very long time.
This is difficult to accept. A secret organization spanning millennia preserved prehistoric DNA as a failsafe? It sounds more like fiction than science.
I agree. Yet our systems were all breached simultaneously, and these satellite images are real. So something is happening.
Whether we believe in ancient organizations or not, the evidence suggests these construction sites are real and potentially building something beyond just dangerous.
So, what do we do? Contact authorities?
If it's billionaires we're dealing with, then there's no way the police could help.
I think we should investigate these containment sites. See if Zilla is real. It may be our only concrete protection against whatever's coming.
Agreed. We can all go to the ones in our countries.
I can reach the Kenya site within 24 hours.
There's one near my research station in India. I can be there tomorrow.
The Brazil site is only a few hours from me.
I'll head to the one in northern Canada.
Japan site is close to my lab.
I'll investigate the Taiwan location. Let's coordinate our arrivals. Look for anything unusual, but don't touch or disturb anything yet.
Should we trust this prehistoric shield contact?
Not entirely, at least not yet. But their information checks out so far. Just be vigilant, and remember, we're scientists first. We follow the evidence, wherever it leads.
Even if it leads to ancient monsters?
Even then. Because if these things are real, the world needs to know.
Dr. Winters, I have information about the primordial order.
Oh, for crying out loud. Who are you? I've already had one random person contact me today.
I'm a hacker, Dr. Winters. I've breached their security system. I've seen their plans.
Are you with Prehistoric Shield?
No, independent. I found something while testing a game. Something that led me to their networks.
A game? What game?
A Minecraft mod called The Ritual. Its mythology perfectly matches what the cult is planning, too perfectly to be coincidence.
That seems far-fetched.
I thought you'd say that, but that's exactly why I need to establish trust. So I'm sending you this. Check your email.
Where did you get these? These are records of all their recent conversation histories.
Their servers. The ritual begins in just a few days, at midnight local time at each site. They're going to unleash something terrible.
Do you have proof these documents are authentic?
Check the metadata and cross-reference with your own research. You'll see they match.
Why are you telling me this?
Because you're the only ones who might stop it. Your team discovered the Jtunn DNA. Now you need to find Zilla.
You know about Zilla too?
Yes, because in the game, Zilla is the only way to defeat the Jtunn, but it must be awakened in a specific way.
And what way is that?
I'm still figuring that out. The game contains clues, but they're cryptic. My team and I are working on deciphering them.
Your team?
Other gamers. Minji Song created the mod, but I don't think she knew what she was encoding. Tyler, Aisha, and Jordan are helping me test it. We're looking for the solution.
This is bizarre. A video game that predicts an apocalyptic event?
I know how it sounds, but the evidence is there. The rituals, the Jtunn, Zilla, it's all in the game, and it's all happening in reality.
I'll need more than this to believe you fully.
Understood. Keep investigating the containment sites. I'll send more information as I find it, but be careful. The Order is watching you.
How do you know that?
Because I'm in their systems. They've assigned someone named Jacob Gare to monitor you and neutralize if necessary.
Neutralize?
Their words, not mine. Just be careful who you trust and check in with your team regularly. Lives depend on it.
You again. I found something even worse.
What am I looking at?
Previous ritual attempts. In controlled environments. These aren't just theoretical exercises. They've been testing this for years.
My God, what happened to those people?
They were consumed, according to the records, and then just vanished into a red haze. But it's more than that. Listen to these readings. Apparently, they discovered that the ritual creates temporal anomalies, literally tears in time. And whatever comes through, it isn't just one creature. It's the beginning of an invasion.
Have you contacted those scientists yet?
I can't risk direct communication, but I've been leaving breadcrumbs. A former colleague may be helping.
Former colleague?
She disappeared 6 months ago. I thought she was eliminated, but now I'm not so sure. She may have defected to Prehistoric Shield.
What makes you think that?
Little things. Access patterns. Messaging styles? I think she's still alive, working against us. Her name is Dr. Elena Fisher. If you can somehow find her, she might be able to help.
I'll try. What about the paleontologists?
They've been contacted by Prehistoric Shield, and they're investigating the containment sites, but they don't understand what they're dealing with or how little time they have.
How much time is left?
Less than 72 hours. The final preparations are underway. I have to go. They're starting to suspect me. I'll send more when I can.
Be careful.
The celestial alignment approaches. Our moment of triumph is at hand.
All sites report readiness. The ritual chambers are prepared. Blood offerings have been collected.
Excellent. I am distributing the final instructions now. Timing is critical. Each ritual must begin precisely at midnight local time, creating a rolling wave of awakening power. The temporal resonance will amplify until the final site activates, and the Jtunn manifests fully.
Security protocols activated at all sites. External communications eliminated. All communication now routes through our secure network. No one gets in. No one gets out.
Surveillance systems report an anomaly. Someone has been accessing classified archives and transferring data externally.
Who?
I'm tracking the source now. It appears to be from Jacob Gare's access point, but I need time to confirm.
Do not alert him. Monitor and report. If confirmed, we will handle it appropriately.
Final recruitment phase is complete. All selected individuals have accepted their invitation. Protection amulets have been distributed. They believe these will shield them from the Jtunn.
And they will, to an extent, enough to serve our purposes.
Public narrative is ready. Initial reports will cite experimental weapon testing, followed by terrorist claims. Social media is already being seeded with disinformation. To fragment response,
Medical preparations for the bunkers are complete. All necessary supplies are in place. However, I'm noting unusual physical changes in members exposed to the artifacts. Darkened veins, unusual pupil formations, potential cellular alterations.
Expected and welcomed. The artifacts prepare us for the new world. Is there any cause for medical concern?
None that would prevent the ritual from proceeding, but I recommend limited exposure for essential personnel until we better understand the long-term effects.
Noted. And the Russian test site?
preliminary activation successful. Small-scale ritual completed. Limited manifestation achieved. Atmospheric disturbances recorded. Zonal wildlife exhibiting avoidance behaviors. Some casualties within 5-mile radius. Exactly as predicted.
Perfect. The ancient texts were correct. The way is prepared. The Jtunn stirs. Soon, the cleansing begins.
Praise the primordial.
Jacob, we need to discuss the medical implications of prolonged artifact exposure.
I thought all communications were now restricted to the secure network.
This is a secure medical channel for discussing sensitive patient information. Your recent scans show concerning patterns.
My scans? I haven't submitted to any medical examination.
All members are monitored remotely. Standard protocol, but that's not important. What's important is keeping you safe. Unlike others, I believe we should shield personnel from unnecessary risk.
Shield. Ah, I see.
We should discuss this in person. Meet me at Access Point 7, 4 p.m. Bring your concerns and any evidence you've gathered.
How do I know this isn't a trap?
You don't, but ask yourself, would the real Dr. Fisher recommend limited exposure to the artifacts? When Harlow wants everyone fully immersed, check my previous communications. I've left breadcrumbs too.
You disappeared. I thought you were dead.
Sometimes disappearing is the only way to survive. Look more closely at the Russian test. It wasn't just animals that died. We need to stop this, but I need proof. Bring everything you have and come alone.
Emergency! We've just had a huge catastrophe in Siberia. My climate monitoring systems detected a massive anomaly, localized atmospheric disturbance, followed by a thermal spike, and then silence. The wildlife monitoring stations went dark. Satellite imagery shows
My God, what could cause that?
something that existed 35,000 years ago, most likely.
Exact location?
Eastern Siberia, remote area, but the coordinates match one of the construction sites from Prehistoric Shield's data.
They've started. The rituals have begun.
Current status?
The anomaly lasted approximately 17 minutes, then dissipated, but the damage remains, and there's a residual energy signature, like a doorway, that's still partially open.
This matches the preliminary data from the containment site I visited. The preservation compound is breaking down. As if responding to the anomaly, we're running out of time.
I've received new information from a second source, a hacker who breached the cult systems. They're planning synchronized rituals at all 12 sites in less than 72 hours.
What happens if all 12 activate? If one test caused this much destruction?
According to the mythological texts, a full manifestation would be catastrophic. The Jtunn wouldn't just appear, it would bring its world with it, permanently altering our environment.
Making Earth more hospitable for it, and less for us.
We need to activate the containment sites yesterday. Release Zilla. It's our only hope.
But we still don't know how. The mechanisms are unlike anything I've seen. Ancient, but somehow advanced.
And we can't risk making things worse if we do it wrong.
Wait, one of my scans found something at the Kenya site, a hidden chamber with inscriptions. From this basic scan, It looks like they describe a specific sequence. For awakening the Guardian, it requires simultaneous activation at all 12 containment sites.
That matches what I found in Brazil, a mechanism that seems designed to connect with others, like nodes in a global network.
We need to coordinate, time our arrivals at each site, and prepare for simultaneous activation.
But how do we actually trigger the mechanism? There's no obvious control panel, no instructions.
My contact at Prehistoric Shield mentioned something about the containment sites responding to human DNA, specifically the DNA of those with Prehistoric Shield clearance, which includes us now, apparently.
So we just, what? Bleed on it?
According to the instructions, yes, a blood offering, just like the cult is using, but for the opposite purpose.
This is beyond scientific protocol, but given the circumstances, I'm willing to try.
Same here.
And me.
I'll prepare the Japanese site.
I'll head to the India location immediately.
We need to coordinate timing. If the cult is activating at midnight local time, creating a wave of energy, then we need to do the exact same thing, but in perfect opposition. We don't know what will happen when Zilla awakens, or if it will distinguish between friend and foe.
Let's hope our ancestors knew what they were doing when they created this failsafe.
For what it's worth, most myths describe Zilla as protective of humans, unlike the Jtunn, which sees us as food.
Small comfort, but I'll take it.
Good luck, everyone.
See you on the other side.
You guys online? The new update for the ritual just dropped, and it's wild.
Downloading now. Minji said this update adds the final boss encounter.
Just logged in. Holy crap! The world generation has gone crazy. Those temple structures weren't there before.
Count them. There are exactly 12, just like in the lore.
Check your map coordinates. These temples aren't randomly placed. They form a specific pattern around the world.
Guys, is it just me, or does this feel real?
What?
Well, I was reading news this morning about mass animal deaths in Siberia and strange atmospheric disturbances in the exact region where one of these temples is located in the game.
That's just a coincidence. It has to be.
Maybe, but have you guys noticed how detailed the lore is? The Jtunn creature, the prehistoric battles, the extinction events. Minji really did her research.
Or she knows something we don't. Look at the game chat. Someone left a message in the main temple. The 12 gates open at midnight. The hunter returns to feast. Only Zilla can stop the cleansing.
That's just part of the game, right?
I don't know anymore. Let's try the new gameplay mechanic, the ritual counteraction.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm at the Ice Temple. Testing different weapons against the Jtunn mini-boss. Guys, the fire weapons barely affect it, but the ice cannons absolutely destroy it. It's like the creature has a critical weakness to cold.
That matches the lore. The Jtunn disappeared during the last ice age. It couldn't adapt to rapid cooling.
Check your inventory. There's a new item, Guardian Essence. The description says it awakens ancient protectors and requires blood sacrifice to activate.
Okay, this is getting culty. Is Minji making a horror game or a ritual simulator?
Speaking of Minji, has anyone heard from her lately? She usually joins our test sessions.
She sent me a bit of an odd message this morning. Just a string of numbers. I thought it was a game code, but it didn't work.
What were the numbers?
Hold on. And a bunch more. 12 sets in total.
Tyler, those are coordinates. Latitude and longitude.
Let me check something. Holy crap, they match the temple locations in the game, and they're all real-world locations.
This can't be a coincidence. Another crazy thing. The game keeps prompting me to check news sources with specific search terms. Atmospheric anomaly, temporal disturbance, mass animal migration.
I searched those terms. Look what I found. Wildlife experts baffled by synchronized animal migrations away from 12 global locations. NASA detects unusual atmospheric readings at multiple sites worldwide. Temperature anomalies reported by weather services in Russia, Brazil, and Kenya.
Guys, I think this game is trying to tell us something. Something that's actually happening.
Let's create a private server and figure this crap out. Map all the connections and stuff.
Already on it. I'm setting up a secure Discord channel too.
Should we try to contact Minji?
I've been trying, but no response. Almost like she's gone into hiding.
Or someone got to her. Guys, I don't feel good about this.
Hello, Tyler.
Yo, who dis?
A mutual friend of Minji Song.
You know Minji? Where is she? Is she okay?
She's safe, but in hiding. The ritual mod is more than a game.
I knew it! Those coordinates! The news reports! This is all real, isn't it?
Yes, the mod was designed as a contingency plan to distribute critical information if conventional channels were compromised. You're our testers to ensure it works.
Information about what?
The Jtunn, an ancient predator that hunted the humans to near extinction. extinction and is about to return.
Return? How? Why?
A cult called the Primordial Order is performing synchronized rituals to resurrect it.
Like in the game, the 12 temples, the midnight rituals. It's all literally happening.
Exactly. The game contains actual solutions, critical weaknesses, survival strategies.
The ice weapons in the game, they're super effective against the Jtunn.
Yes, rapid temperature decrease is its primary vulnerability.
Why tell us? We're just gamers.
Because you're unpredictable outside their surveillance network, and you understand the game mechanics, which mirror the actual events.
What do you want us to do then?
Just keep playing. I've been monitoring your discoveries and sharing them with scientists who can help. We want to use the mod as a tester to not only spread information, but to find out what methods we can use against it.
The containment sites in the game, they're real too, aren't they?
Yes, locations where another creature was preserved. Zilla, the natural enemy of the Jtunn.
People are going to think we're crazy, if we try to warn them, that is.
That's why we need evidence. Keep experimenting in the game. Find the activation sequence for Zilla. It's encoded somewhere in the mechanics.
I'll get Aisha and Jordan on it. We'll tear the game apart if we have to.
Good. And Tyler, when you find something, contact me immediately. Time is running out.
Yuki, have you reached the Japan site?
Just arrived. It's incredible, Eliza. Ancient, but somehow advanced.
Any sign of the containment mechanism?
I'm standing in front of it now. When I approached, the symbols began to glow, as if responding to my presence.
Those symbols. Marcus, are you seeing this?
Yes, they match the mythology exactly, the awakening sequence from the ancient texts.
There's a shallow basin in the center, clearly designed for the blood offering, but I haven't proceeded yet, waiting for everyone to reach their sites.
Good. We need perfect synchronization.
I've reached the India site. Similar reaction. The symbols illuminated as I approached.
Kenya site is active as well. The mechanism seems to recognize us somehow.
Canada site is responding, but there's something else. I can feel vibrations coming from deep below, as if something is stirring.
Brazil site is online. The symbols are pulsing now, growing brighter. I think they're synchronizing.
Taiwan site is active. We need to coordinate the blood offering, according to the instructions. We each need to place 3 drops in the basin, exactly at midnight based on the Taiwan time zone.
That gives us just over 24 hours to prepare and synchronize.
I've been studying the symbols more closely. They tell a story of a great battle between the hunter and the guardian.
Are we sure activating Zilla is safe? What if it's just as dangerous as the Jtunn? Because according to the internet, this is what we're summoning.
It might look horrific, but the myths consistently describe Zilla as protective of humans, unlike the Jtunn, which sees us as prey.
At this point, do we even have a choice?
Good point. Let's get back to it then.
Emergency alert. Massive weather alert detected globally. Epicenter, Siberia. Exactly at the Russian ritual site.
How bad?
Off the fricking charts. Drone footage doesn't look great. This isn't just a local phenomenon anymore. The Siberia site has now fully activated, affecting weather patterns worldwide. Temperatures around the ritual site have increased by 60 degrees Fahrenheit in minutes. I'm tracking a heat wave expanding outward, like the atmosphere is being terraformed, being prepared for something that thrives in heat.
The Jtunn? Status of other ritual sites?
I've mobilized my research team to secure the Canadian containment site, but we've got company. Primordial Order operatives are already here, watching from a distance. We're proceeding cautiously.
Reports coming in from meteorological stations near the Russian site, violent storm formations, and something else. Multiple witnesses describing massive shadowy forms within the clouds, matching ancient descriptions of the Jtunn.
Similar reports near the Nigeria site and South Korea. They're activating more sites.
We're running out of time. We need to activate the containment sites now.
But we're still missing crucial components. The activation sequence requires specialized equipment.
What type of equipment?
According to Agent Calloway, some kind of resonance amplifiers. To synchronize all 12 sites, they're sending airdrops to each location.
When will they arrive?
The first ones should be landing within the hour for all of us. But with the weather disturbances, delivery may be compromised.
I can confirm that. The weather here has turned violent, unprecedented storm formations. If they try airdrops in these conditions,
we may need to improvise. Yuki, can you analyze the containment mechanism? See if we can replicate the resonance frequency with available technology?
I'm already on it. The symbols appear to be frequency indicators. If we can cover the sites with enough blood, then we might be able to activate the sites without the specialized equipment.
That's plan B then. Let's hope to God that those drops arrive.
Dr. Winters, situation critical. First ritual site fully activated. 2 2 more coming online. Equipment drops dispatched to all containment sites.
What about the missing components? Dr. Tanaka says we need resonance amplifiers.
Some components couldn't be sourced in time. You'll need to improvise then. Basic instructions included in drops, but air delivery compromised at 4 locations. Extreme weather interference.
We can't wait. The Jtunn is already manifesting. Partially, at least.
Confirmed. Shadow manifestations recorded. Initial phase only, but accelerating. You have less than 12 hours before critical mass.
What happens at critical mass?
Full manifestation. Planetary habitability shift begins. Atmospheric conversion, followed by hunting phase.
The equipment drops. What are we looking for exactly?
Black cases. GPS trackers active. Coordinates uploading to your secure server. Each contains partial components. Together they form the activation system. Dr. Tanaka will know how to assemble.
And if the drops fail?
Alternative plan. Frequency data being transmitted. Smartphone app can generate basic resonance pattern. Less effective but possible substitute. One more thing. We have an ally inside the Order. Jakob Gehr. He's sabotaging the Argentina site. Buying us time.
Can we contact him?
Too dangerous. For him and us. Just know he's working to delay them. Dr. Fisher is extracting him if possible. Focus on your mission. Time is critical.
Understood.
Status report. Why has the Argentina site gone dark?
Sabotage detected, critical components damaged, ritual preparations compromised. Security footage shows Jakob Gehr.
Gehr, confirm.
Confirmed. He accessed restricted areas, disabled safety protocols, destroyed the awakening stones, and deleted backup procedures.
Find him. Now!
Already searching. His credentials have been revoked, but he's disappeared from the facility.
Russian site, fully operational. The first manifestation was successful. Shadow form visible within the storm, growing stronger by the hour.
At least something is going right. Nigeria and South Korea.
Nigeria ritual underway. Atmospheric changes already evident. Local wildlife fleeing. Expected completion in 1 hour.
South Korea site activated, merging with the Russian energy signature, creating a cascading effect. Strength growing exponentially.
Excellent. And the other sites?
Preparations continuing, but we have another problem. Prehistoric shield is making moves. Airdrops detected near known containment sites.
They're activating Zilla. Initiate lockdown protocols at all facilities. Accelerate remaining rituals. We cannot allow interference.
What about Gehr? If he's defected to Prehistoric shield?
Eliminate that prick, and anyone helping him. No mercy, no exceptions. The awakening cannot be stopped.
Is everyone connected? This is Dr. Eliza Winters, lead paleogeneticist on the Jtunn DNA discovery.
Connection secure. All participants present.
Holy crap. We're actually talking to real scientists.
Are we really doing this? Fighting prehistoric monsters?
Focus, Aisha. This is literally like happening right now.
Good to finally speak directly. I'm Minji Song, creator of the Ritual game mod and Prehistoric Shield asset.
Wait, what? You work for them?
I was recruited 6 months ago after discovering unusual data patterns in archaeological databases. The game was my assignment, a way to distribute critical information if conventional methods failed.
We appreciate everyone joining. Time is critical. 3 ritual sites are now active. Russia, Nigeria, and South Korea. 9 more preparing to activate.
The atmospheric changes are accelerating. Global temperatures rising, weather patterns becoming increasingly erratic.
Well, in the game, we discovered the Jotunn's weakness. It can't survive rapid temperature decreases. Plus, ice weapons do massive damage.
We've theorized similar vulnerabilities based on its disappearance during the Ice Age. Your game findings confirm our hypothesis.
The game mechanics accurately model the creature's actual biology. Based on Prehistoric Shield's research, I've embedded additional schematics in the latest update, all for a prototype cold fusion device.
I found those blueprints hidden in the ice temple, but I thought it was just game lore.
The device creates a localized freezing field, theoretically capable of weakening the Jtunn, allowing Zilla to neutralize it.
But how do we build an actual cold fusion device? We're gamers, not engineers.
That's where we come in. I've successfully activated the Taiwan containment site. The energy pulse disrupted order monitoring systems and temporarily halted the heat spread from the active ritual sites. Each containment site we activate strengthens our position.
So you're actually releasing Zilla? Like, for real?
That's the plan. but we're encountering resistance. The Order has increased security at the South Korean ritual site. They've cut off my local contact, making it difficult to approach the containment site.
I've received data from Jacob Gare, the cult insider, detailed vulnerabilities for all ritual sites, including override codes for their security systems.
Jacob's gone into hiding, using stolen cult credentials to sabotage their remaining preparations, but he's being hunted.
Major discovery at the Canadian containment site. Ancient ice core samples containing preserved Zilla DNA. Something extraordinary is happening. The DNA becomes active when exposed to warming conditions. It's designed to awaken in response to climate changes, precisely the conditions that the Jtunn rituals are creating.
So the failsafe is self-triggering, responding to the threat automatically?
Exactly. Once all containment sites are active and the global temperature rises beyond a certain threshold, Zilla will fully manifest.
There's more too. The Nigeria ritual had catastrophic consequences. OKK accelerated the process. Despite instability warnings, the partial summoning collapsed, causing localized devastation, but setting back their timeline.
Let's use the game to visualize what's happening. I'm updating the global map to show active ritual sites in red, active containment sites in blue, and projected manifestation timeline.
According to this, we have less than 8 hours before critical mass.
Do we have a plan? Like an actual plan? Beyond wake up prehistoric monster to fight other prehistoric monster?
We're working on a multi-phase approach. First, activate all containment sites. Second, disrupt remaining ritual sites. Third, develop cold-based weapons to assist Zilla if needed.
If needed, you're not certain Zilla will win?
Nothing is certain. We're dealing with basically fantastical forces.
But the myths consistently show Zilla as victorious, when properly supported by humans, that is.
The ice core DNA is providing crucial insights into Zilla's biology. It appears to have symbiotic qualities, designed to bond with human genetic material.
That explains the blood offering at the containment sites. It's not just symbolic, it's a biological activation mechanism.
The game reflects this. In the final boss battle, players must offer essence to power Zilla, while simultaneously deploying ice weapons to weaken the Jtunn.
So the game is literally a training simulation for what we need to do in reality.
Precisely. It was designed that way, as preparation.
Could the cold fusion device be constructed in time?
With the equipment from the airdrops, and materials I can source locally. Yes. In fact, I've already begun fabrication. It's crude, but it should work.
In the game, the device needs to be deployed directly, right at the final confrontation point, where Zilla and the Jtunn meet.
Which means someone needs to be there, in person, during a battle between two prehistoric monsters.
Well, that sounds absolutely terrifying.
Focus on what we can control. Containment site activation. Everyone, status updates?
Taiwan site fully operational, energy pulse stable, and growing stronger.
Kenya site active, but I'm encountering interference from ritual site energy patterns.
India site online, synchronizing with Taiwan.
Canada site prepared. Final activation sequence initiated.
Brazil site operational. Energy signature strengthening.
Good. The remaining containment sites have prehistoric shield teams en route. We need 6 more to create a complete network.
Jacob sent me information about the Order's final ritual timeline. Argentina site is still down, thanks to his sabotage, but they're working around it, using the other 11 sites to compensate.
The game simulation suggests that's actually more dangerous, concentrating more power through fewer points, potentially creating a stronger manifestation.
So we need to take out more ritual sites, not just activate our containment sites.
How do we do that? They're heavily guarded.
Maybe we don't need to physically attack them. What about cyber attacks?
Already attempting, but their critical systems are airtight. No remote access.
There's another possibility. In the game lore, the ritual requires perfect temperature control. What if we disrupt that?
That could work. The ritual sites are maintaining carefully regulated heat levels. If we could introduce rapid cooling,
we could destabilize the rituals without physically breaching the sites. Shadow, can you get this information to Jacob?
Already sending. If he can access their environmental controls, that is.
Good. Let's prioritize containment activation while simultaneously working to disrupt rituals and prepare cold weapons. Time is running out. Let's move.
Good news from Kenya. I've breached the second containment facility with unexpected help. Local contacts, apparently affiliated with Prehistoric Shield for generations. Site now active. That's our 6th.
Excellent. Each activation strengthens the network.
Brazil secondary site activated, but I found something concerning. Signs of recent tampering. Order infiltrators tried to disable it. Fortunately, they failed to understand the mechanism, actually activated the backup systems instead.
Can someone explain what these containment sites actually do? besides waking up Zilla?
They're more than awakening points. They're stabilization nodes, ancient technology designed to maintain Earth's normal environment against the Jotunn's terraforming effect.
So they're like environmental firewalls?
That's an apt metaphor. Plus, they're creating a global network to channel and direct Zilla once awakened.
Speaking of Calloway, has anyone noticed something odd about recent communications? Missing authentication codes, contradictory instructions, erratic timing.
I've noticed it too. The last 3 messages seemed off.
Analyzing communication patterns, definite irregularities. Either communications are compromised, or there's internal sabotage.
I've made a critical discovery. While decoding the ancient symbols, Zilla requires a human consciousness interface to direct its actions once awakened.
A what now?
A pilot, essentially. A human mind to guide it. Otherwise, it might just attack indiscriminately.
This matches game mechanics. In the final battle, the player doesn't just summon Zilla, they partially merge with it, directing its attacks.
And how exactly does this merging work?
The blood offering is just the first step. Full integration requires direct neural contact with the central containment mechanism, once all sites are active.
So someone has to basically plug their brain into a prehistoric monster? That sounds incredibly dangerous.
Alert! 7th ritual site just activated in France. Massive energy spike. And something just appeared. Briefly materialized, then vanished. It left behind this, approximately half a mile wide crater. The Jtunn is getting extremely close to physically manifesting. First shadow forms, now partial physical manifestation.
This matches the mythological progression exactly. First signs, then shadows, then form, following the 9 stages of awakening. We're now at stage 6, 3 more to go, before complete manifestation.
How many containment sites are active?
6 confirmed. Reports of 3 more nearing activation. That would make 9 total.
We need all 12 to create a perfect opposition.
In the game, when the player activates all containment sites, it creates a resonance barrier. That prevents the Jtunn from fully manifesting, buying time for Zilla to awaken.
Incoming communication from Jacob Gare, text only, patching us through.
I'm trapped in a huge server facility. Petrov's after me. He's armed. I'm hiding.
Can you escape?
Negative. All exits covered. But I found something. In the archives. Some kind of device. Ancient. Previously recovered from a prehistoric shield raid.
What does it look like?
Cylindrical. Covered in symbols. Similar to containment site markings. It's connected to the server core somehow.
Dr. Tanaka, any ideas?
Possibly a resonance disruptor, used to interfere with ritual energy patterns. Jacob, are there symbols that look like concentric circles?
Yes, with angular marks between rings.
That's it. Activate it. Rotate the outer ring clockwise until the marks align.
Doing it now. It's humming, getting louder. Petrov is shouting. He heard something. He's coming closer. I know you're in here, traitor. You cannot stop what's coming. The device is glowing now. Blue light. Spreading through the server connections. Oh crap, Petrov found me. This is goodbye, guys. What the hell? Something just grabbed him. I can hear him screaming. He was there and then just gone. There was nothing there, though. Guess I'm not dead then yet, lol. Device still active. Server systems flickering. I think it's disrupting their network.
Good God, that was a lot to take in. Just find a secure location. We need your intel.
Ah, crap. Getting emergency alerts. Harlow has initiated emergency protocols. All remaining rituals proceeding immediately, regardless of preparation status. They're desperate. Your containment activations are working, though, disrupting their energy patterns. I need to get to the central server, access their command protocols. I might be able to sabotage remaining sites. Will contact when I can.
Dr. Winters, abandoned containment site activation.
What? Why?
New analysis indicates Zilla equally dangerous. Redirect efforts to bunker locations. Evacuation protocols initiated.
Absolutely not. This contradicts everything you've told us. Authentication code?
Authentication compromised. Verbal confirmation only. Zilla DNA analysis shows predatory markers. Equal to Jtunn. Prehistoric shield withdrawing support.
I don't believe you. The containment sites are working. Disrupting ritual energy.
This is an order, Dr. Winters. Comply or face consequences. Primordial order activities no longer principal concern. Zilla emergence presents greater threat.
Who are you really? Because you're not Calloway.
Identity verified as Calloway. Your cooperation is mandatory. Cease all containment activities. Report to extraction point.
Even if you were Calloway, we're well past the point of stopping. 6 sites are already active. 3 more coming online.
This is your final warning. All assets have been reassigned. You are operating without authorization. Severe consequences for continued defiance.
I'll take my chances. Everyone, be alert. I just received suspicious communications from Calloway, ordering us to abandon containment activation.
I received similar messages, but they contained a pattern. First letters of each sentence spell abort trap. I think the real Calloway is warning us. Communications are compromised.
Confirming infiltration. Prehistoric shield systems show unauthorized access. Someone inside is working against us.
That matches what I found. There are two versions of the Awakening protocols. One authentic, one slightly modified. The modified version would create a corrupted interface, potentially making Zilla uncontrollable.
This was always a possibility. The game contains a betrayal subplot, where a trusted ally sabotages the final ritual.
So there's a traitor in Prehistoric Shield, working for the Order?
Or someone with their own agenda. Either way, we need to complete the containment network. The atmospheric changes are accelerating.
Kenya site energy signature strengthening, linking with other active sites, creating a stable network.
Brazil site fully operational, but ritual energy interference increasing.
Taiwan site holding steady. I've completed work on the cold fusion prototype, based on the game schematics. It's crude but functional.
Canadian site active, ice core DNA samples responding to network activation, becoming increasingly active, almost like it's awakening.
9th containment site just came online. Mexico location. Prehistoric shield team confirms activation. 3 more needed: Australia, UK, and Antarctica.
What happens when all 12 are active?
According to the game, a resonance field forms, containing both the Jtunn and Zilla, within a defined battleground, preventing collateral damage.
And the human interface? Who's going to pilot Zilla?
That's still unclear. The ancient texts don't specify, only that a consciousness is required.
The interface mechanism is at the Taiwan site. I'm studying it now. It appears to be designed for a specific individual, with genetic markers that match. This is unexpected. The markers match mine.
Wait, what? You're the chosen one?
Not exactly. According to these readings, my DNA contains signatures that match prehistoric samples, suggesting ancestral connection to the original interface operators. Significant ancestral connection, that is.
This matches the game narrative. Only descendants of the ancient guardians can fully control Zilla.
Dr. Tanaka, what are the risks?
Unknown, but likely significant. Complete neural integration with a prehistoric entity has never been documented, at least not in modern times.
Emergency! 8th ritual site just activated in USA. Massive energy spike. Partial manifestation detected. Much larger than previous. It's becoming more stable, remaining visible longer, before disappearing. The patterns suggest full manifestation imminent, within 2 hours.
All remaining containment teams, move to final positions. We need those last 3 sites active immediately.
The game simulation is tracking events precisely. We're entering the final phase, the confrontation. Prepare for direct engagement.
Everyone stay focused. Complete your assigned tasks. We're the last line of defense against extinction.
Warning, massive data breach detected. Calloway's communications traced to Order servers. Security package decrypted, revealing...
Oh my god, Calloway is with the Order?
Not just with them. A founding member. Prehistoric shield thoroughly compromised.
It's worse than that. This is Dr. Elena Fisher, former Order scientist, now hiding among them undercover. Prehistoric shield has been compromised for years, maybe decades. You haven't been activating containment sites. They're activation nodes for the Jtunn, designed to strengthen its manifestation.
That's what's been bothering me. The containment technology. It's been modified. Subtle changes to the core mechanisms.
So we've been helping them this whole time?
Not entirely. The sites are dual purpose, originally designed to contain the Jtunn and House Zilla, but they've been altered by Order infiltrators over centuries to serve both functions.
But Dr. Tanaka's activation disrupted their monitoring. It worked against them.
Because she used the original protocols, not their modified version. The Taiwan site was never fully compromised, but you need to know the truth about Zilla too.
What truth?
The Taiwan site doesn't contain Zilla DNA. It contains an actual Zilla specimen in suspended animation, preserved for thousands of years.
I'm at the central chamber now, and I can confirm that. The walls just opened, revealing... It's enormous, and it's responding to the site activation. The stasis field is flickering.
I've breached the innermost Order files, the truth about their plans. It's not what we thought. They don't want to control the Jtunn. They want to sacrifice humanity, while they hide in bunkers, allowing the Jtunn to cleanse the world, restoring natural balance. by eliminating most of human civilization.
That's beyond evil. It's goddamn genocidal.
I've decrypted the oldest game files, the ones I was given to begin with. They contain information I wasn't aware of. Both creatures were biological weapons, created by an advanced prehistoric civilization during a global war. That ultimately destroyed them both.
So these aren't natural creatures. They're literally ancient superweapons.
That matches what I just found in the oldest temple inscriptions, symbols that aren't religious. They're technical specifications, and they reveal something disturbing. Zilla has a program directive that, after eliminating the Jtunn, it will hunt down everyone who witnessed or participated in the Jtunn's awakening, including those who helped summon Zilla itself.
That's us, all of us.
So basically both options lead to extinction?
Not necessarily. The interface operator could potentially override this directive if they fully integrate with Zilla's consciousness.
Which appears to be me. Based on genetic compatibility, the interface is responding to my presence. Symbols activating. The stasis field weakening.
Emergency! Final ritual sites activating simultaneously. Massive seismic activity worldwide. Readings off the charts. Time to full manifestation. Minutes.
Energy signatures converging, creating a stable manifestation point. In the North Atlantic, between ritual sites, something massive is materializing.
Kenya site detecting enormous gravitational anomalies. The fabric of reality is literally tearing.
Brazil readings confirm it's coming through.
Crap, the Jtunn is manifesting.
Primordial order communications in chaos. They didn't expect a manifestation this soon, or this powerful. They've lost control of the process. It's become self-sustaining.
I'm in their command center. They're panicking. Harlow is ordering immediate evacuation to their bunkers, but the security systems aren't responding.
Because the Jtunn is interfering. It's not their pet. It's using them. It always was.
What about the cold fusion device? Can we use it?
I've completed the prototype, but it requires direct application at the Jotunn's manifestation point to weaken it enough for Zilla to defeat it.
So someone has to get close to that thing, face to face?
In the game, the players use drones to deliver the cooling payload.
The military has drone technology, but not the payload or targeting systems.
I have contacts in multiple agencies. Give me the specs. I'll make the calls.
Sending now, but it may be too late. The manifestation is almost complete.
It's here. Full materialization confirmed. The Jtunn is physically present, and satellite tracking shows it's moving at breakneck speed, heading straight towards the European coastline. Never mind, it's already been spotted in a village of the coast of France.
Jesus.
It matches ancient descriptions exactly. The Great Devourer, unstoppable, insatiable, drawn to human populations.
Dr. Tanaka, what's the status of Zilla?
The stasis field is collapsing. Creature showing signs of consciousness. The interface chamber is ready. I'm preparing to initiate neural link.
Wait, before you do, you need to know. The interface is one way. Once linked, you can't unlink. Your consciousness will remain with Zilla forever.
I suspected as much. The neural pathways are designed for permanent bonding, but there's no alternative. The Jtunn is here. People are already dying. I'm proceeding with the interface. If anything happens to me, remember, the cold is the key. Cool the Jtunn, weaken it, then Zilla can finish it. I'm entering the chamber now. Wish me luck, or pray for me, whichever you believe in.
Good luck, Yuki. We're all with you.
Connection initiating. Neural link establishing.
Zilla detected on satellite, moving at incredible speed, on intercept course. Estimated contact with Jtunn, 15 minutes.
Military assets mobilizing. Cold fusion payload being loaded onto experimental drone aircraft. ETA to battlefield, 20 minutes.
Primordial order bunkers sealing. They think they're safe. They have no idea what's coming.
The final battle, just like in the game, but with real consequences.
Is there anything we can do to help Dr. Tanaka?
Maybe there is. The game interface. It was designed as a training simulation. What if we all logged in, synchronized our gameplay, created a collective strategy?
That might actually work. The game was designed as a psychological interface. If enough players coordinate, it could generate a predictive model to assist Dr. Tanaka.
Let's do it. Everyone join up.
First contact imminent. Jtunn has sensed Zilla.
It's changing course. They're about to meet. Tracking both creatures, Jtunn continuing its destructive path across Europe, killing thousands as it goes. Estimated civilian casualties are in the thousands already. I'm coordinating with European emergency services. Paris appears to be directly in its trajectory.
I've got eyes on Zilla. Through military drone feeds, it's magnificent and terrifying simultaneously, moving across the Atlantic at incredible velocity, heading straight for Europe. No sign of Dr. Tanaka physically. The neural link must be complete.
Is she conscious? Can she communicate?
No communications, but Zilla's movements show clear purpose, not random aggression. She's in control, or at least directing it.
Ice cannon prototype fully completed, based on Minji's schematics, adapted for military deployment. Creates concentrated cold fusion reaction, generating temperatures of minus 200 degrees Celsius in a focused beam. Military aircraft equipped with prototypes, en route to intercept coordinates.
French authorities implementing emergency evacuations. But there's not enough time. The creatures are moving too fast. Millions still in the impact zone.
All Primordial Order members now in sealed bunkers. They think they're safe, but I've tracked all locations, and I bet Zilla will too.
Gamers online, coordinating strategy, simulation model generating real-time predictions, feeding tactical options to Dr. Tanaka's neural interface.
In the simulation, we're focusing on slowing the Jtunn, creating opportunities for ice attacks.
The game mechanics suggest that attacking the central spine where its heat generation is concentrated to minimize casualties.
They're about to make contact, Paris outskirts. The Jtunn is transforming to match Zilla's size.
French military deploying as we speak, but their weapons have no effect on either creature. They're completely outmatched. These things are literally from another world.
First visual contact confirmed. They've seen each other. The Jtunn is roaring. The sound is shattering windows for miles. Zilla's responding. They're charging.
Initial collision. Seismic readings are off the charts. The impact is registering on earthquake monitors worldwide.
The Jtunn is stronger, more aggressive. It's forcing Zilla back. Atmospheric temperature around the Jtunn rising dramatically. It's literally burning the air around it.
In the game strategy, this is when ice attacks are crucial. The Jtunn exposes its core during offensive strikes.
Military aircraft are in position with the ice cannons. They need to strike now.
Military confirming engagement. Ice cannons firing. Direct hits on the Jtunn. Good God, it moved so fast it escaped the footage from the camera. It's screaming. The sound is unholy.
Temperature readings around impact zones, dropping rapidly. The Jtunn is slowing, its movements becoming sluggish. The weakness is confirmed. It can't function in extreme cold.
Zilla is capitalizing, moving with precision, attacking the weakened areas. Tanaka is directing it perfectly. The Jtunn is falling back.
Jesus Christ, it just fell into the Eiffel Tower? The devastation is incalculable.
But at least it's localized. The battle is contained to central Paris, not spreading further. Tanaka is keeping Zilla focused, it looks like, minimizing the destruction zone.
Final ice cannon barrage incoming. Military concentrating all units on one massive strike.
Impact. Direct hit to the Jotunn's central mass. Temperature reading minus 180 degrees Celsius. At the impact zone, the Jtunn is freezing. Its movements are almost stopped. It's vulnerable.
Zilla is delivering the final attack, targeting what appears to be a critical area at the base of the Jotunn's skull. Fire! It went straight through the Jtunn. The Jtunn is collapsing. It's over. The Jtunn is dead.
Confirming. Life signs from the Jtunn have ceased. Its body is dissolving, breaking down into nothing more than energy, dissipating into the atmosphere.
Phase 2 beginning. According to the game mechanics, Zilla will now hunt the summoners, all Primordial Order members.
Zilla is moving again, away from Paris, heading toward the nearest Order bunker in the Swiss Alps.
Satellite confirms Zilla moving with purpose, directly to hidden bunker locations that weren't on any official records. Somehow it knows exactly where they are.
It's just like in the game, the Reckoning phase, when Zilla hunts down all who participated in awakening the Jtunn.
I've finished translating the final inscriptions. There's one last failsafe, a biological degradation sequence. Once all threats are eliminated, Zilla returns to dormancy, preventing it from becoming a threat itself. It's programmed at the genetic level.
So once it eliminates the Order members,
it should become dormant again, returning to a containment site for the next awakening cycle, if ever needed.
Reports coming in. Swiss bunker breached. No survivors. Zilla already moving to next location over in Russia.
Primordial Order communications. Complete panic. Their salvation has become their executioner. Poetic justice.
The game simulation predicts Zilla will eliminate all Order members within 72 hours, then enter dormancy. The threat will be contained.
And Dr. Tanaka, what happens to her consciousness?
According to ancient texts, the interface is permanent. Her consciousness remains with Zilla, even in dormancy. dormancy. She's effectively immortal now, but not human anymore. Not entirely.
We need to establish new containment protocols. With the real prehistoric shield loyalist, ensure the ancient safeguards remain intact for future generations.
I've identified trustworthy assets. Within multiple agencies, we can rebuild Prehistoric Shield as it was meant to be. Protectors, not exploiters.
And we need to preserve this knowledge, the truth of what happened, before it gets buried or distorted.
That's where we come in. We'll be the chroniclers, through the game.
We'll update the ritual, embedding the true history in a medium that bypasses official censorship.
Future players will learn what really happened and how to prevent it from happening again.
I'll ensure the game contains all necessary protocols for activation and containment, if ever needed again.
I'll preserve the archaeological evidence in secure locations worldwide.
And I'll document the mythology, separating fact from fiction, for future researchers.
The climate is already stabilizing. As the Jtunn's influence dissipates, the atmosphere returning to normal, though the destruction remains.
We'll honor Dr. Tanaka's sacrifice. Ensure her name is remembered. She saved humanity at the cost of her own existence.
Not just her. All of us played a part, even the gamers. An unlikely alliance. Against an impossible threat, we faced extinction and survived.
More reports coming in. Zilla has eliminated 3 more bunkers, moving with unstoppable efficiency. Justice being served to those who would sacrifice billions for their own selfish vision.
The final scene is playing out, just as the game predicted. The ancient cycle continues.
But with one difference. This time, we'll remember. We'll be ready if it ever happens again.
And we'll teach others through the game.
The ritual will become more than entertainment. It will be a warning and a manual for survival.
Our work isn't over, but the immediate threat is contained. The Jtunn is defeated, its summoners facing judgment, and someday, when Zilla returns to dormancy, we'll find a way to honor Tanaka and ensure her sacrifice was not in vain.
Look, satellite feed from the Swiss Alps again. Zilla is... It almost looks like it's looking at the camera, like it knows we're watching.
Or Tanaka knows, and is saying goodbye.
We'll make it right. For Tanaka, for everyone who died, and for everyone who lived. This is our world, and we'll protect it from ancient threats and human ones.
Game credits rolling. Story completed. But the saga continues. In our world, the real world.
Game over.